Hi folks, Dave Woodard, the man from the East. I hope everybody's well. Big interesting things happening at the end of the chase, right? With K-Pro and Kyle Lazar's giving us all the information. Everybody was waiting for this big reveal, right? Okay, McCracken, you keep asking for Jack to give his solve. He does not have one. That's what they're covering. If your solve is that good, you don't need his solve. Put yours out there. You're so interested in the big thing. I got to get Jack's solve. Jack does not have one. That's what they're covering. If you haven't realized that by now, you're again, hey, don't do anything to fuck up your case, man. Because I needed to go through to tell what the real solve is, not even asking or giving a shit about what Jack's solve is. I just wanted him to tell the truth. And he's not going to do it. And we already know that by what's going to happen tomorrow from what we've learned. So, Jack is out of the picture. You're not going to get a solve from him. They do not want you giving a solve in Wyoming. I'm not going to give a solve in Wyoming. I'm good. I am safe. So I will put my solve out. Come court time, I'm going to give you some information now and some documentation. I looked back in the books and I found so many more superheroes that I wouldn't even have realized that were superheroes in the book. Never mind the second book and third book. I know I had information on what some of the superheroes were. I did not take those out. I added them in, but I'm finding new ones. Information on different parts of Clark Kent, like Clark's Fork, Fort Clark, all the different Clarks that are in the book, all the different Reds that are in the book for Red Fox, all the different Josephs that are in the book because of Clark Joseph Kent is his actual full name. So I'm going to give you some slides that are going to show you a lot of these connections. Now, you have to realize, for the people that have not seen my solve and my videos, when I found that cross at Palisades Hill, and I'm going to show you the Palisades Hill. You know, I'm not required by law, because these aren't actual court documents yet, but I'm not required by law to not show you. It's not anything that I'm worried about keeping secret like they are. They have nothing to give you that they're trying to keep secret. Okay? If you understand that, you're good. But I've got these guys, and you see them scrambling now, because what they're trying to do is get the court case thrown out so that I don't get down there and tell my story. So if I tell my story now, and word gets out, and I do, hey, Shiloh, I know that you said you hacked me, which is probably why I keep a minimum amount of people on my channel. It just doesn't get out there. Somehow you've just shut it down to a minimum, and you try to shut me up until the statute of limitations is up or whatever. That's fine. I'll put the information out, a lot of it, in this video right here. I don't want to dwell on a lot of the other information that has gone on, that's not gone on, the information you won't get from anybody. You are all upset. You want closure. Well, believe me, I have spent the past month hours and hours and hours gathering it and putting it into a format with presentations of the actual Superman solve, with all the different superheroes and all the different names all pulled together. And I have almost 60 slides of that with multiple pictures on each slide. But I have the Palisade presentation. I have the 9 solve presentation. I have the quotes answered presentation. I have my full disclosure announcement that I'm going to make right at the beginning. I have my opening statement. There's a lot of information that I've been gathering and putting together in an understandable way, so that if you realize Finding that cross with the Kent and Esther names on it and not knowing who Kent and Esther were and figuring out by one clue, the canasta connection. Two people can keep a secret. If one of them is dead, you meld the names together. Ken Esther. That is how I figured this treasure hunt out. That is what Forrest Fenn did, just like Fred Sanford did with Aunt Esther, with the polyester. Half parrot, half woman. It's beautiful. This whole thing, I figured it out without knowing who Clark Kent was and without knowing who Aunt Esther were. I figured it out later, after I realized, you know what? I got fucked over by somebody, and I'm going to find out who Kent and Esther were. And I started looking in the books last year, and I found so much to validate it. And that's what people are looking for. Validation to a solve, to an actual place, not a place where you're going to go and find a log. There's so many of the quotes that Forrest Fenn said, and Cynthia, you're trying to say, well, Forrest was really misleading, saying that the blaze is an object that faces a certain direction, northeast, west, south, whatever. You're trying to cover Shiloh's ass, and it's not going to work. Your stupidity in your videos is just going to shine how fucking fraud covering you are after this solve here comes out. So, just to let you know, the documentation I give you now, I am not going to put it up for 20 minutes per slide. There's too many slides. There's too much information. I'm not going to give you everything. I'm going to give you some things that are really, really cool, though. I know that if you've watched my videos, you know about the Aunt Esther and Red Fox singing the song, and then they end up, he says, polyester. You're half woman, you're half parrot. So Forrest Fenn doing the same thing. That, I believe, is probably the ha-ha moment. But I found so many more that are really, actually, Forrest Fenn was a genius. Some of the superheroes that I just realized and found, I put it out there in a little blurb on some of them to some people I responded to. And it just goes right over their head that they're never going to accept anything from Jack. They're not going to accept anything from me. Even when this solve comes out by the judge and goes, I think this guy is right. This guy has a solve that makes sense. This guy has a precise ending location that brings you to a cross. If you understand that Forrest Fenn made and created this whole thing just by Dancing with the Stars, okay? All of the stars that he mingled with throughout his life, and all of the different characters that he brings in, and the asterisks. This is so complex. If you think 15 years was just Madison Junction or Madison River and 9 Mile Hole, whatever their assumption is, it's disappointing, correct? If you think that took 15 years for Forrest Fenn and they have nothing else to give you, you're dreaming. That's why everybody's going to be so bummed out. But when you start realizing that Forrest Fenn, Dancing with the Stars, and I'll show you that little clip right here. I'll put it right over my face. You can see what he actually says. And Dancing with the Stars is the actual solve. But the Superman coming into it and the Aunt Esther, it's so critical. And if you read My War for Me, again, understanding that each of us play a part as a character in the game of life. Elvis said that. All of the quotes that Forrest Fenn brings in his books about acting, about, I wish I was a star like Errol Flynn. There's so many. That is what this is incorporated into. Okay? It's all different characters. And you have to figure out the two main characters. The two people that can keep a secret if one of them is dead. that right there, those are your two people that you need to figure out. And those two people were on the cross. And you know what? I figured it out. With all of the hints and clues that I pulled together now, I've just scraped a little bit of the old biddies that he talks about, right? The two old biddies, those two old biddies are Clark Kent and Aunt Esther. You may read it as that, but you know when he says my 2 cents, it has two different senses to it, like two different meanings. That's what he's talking about. His brilliancy in this whole treasure hunt and poem and solve has been solved by one person, the man from the East, who's going to, all of those people gathering, okay, put it this way. Jack is sitting in front of you, right? Like the velociraptor in Jurassic Park, and he's just eating the grass, not doing anything. But what you have over here in the woods coming out is another velociraptor. And that guy is Dave, and he's looking to say, here it is. Bam. I gotcha. They want to keep it all quiet. All of a sudden, it's just going to explode. There is going to be news agencies at my house. I know. And because you've kept it low, Shiloh, I've been able to do all my work and do all the investigating, all the collecting, all the data, put it all together. But I've just barely scraped the surface of 15 years of Forrest Fenn's genius, ingenuity, and creativity in this poem and in this solve. The poem was the easy part. And you know what? Just to let you know, if you read the poem again, the word there is Palisade Sill. Okay, I've said it right along. And I've got them, I'll show you this. I've got them by the hook, like a fishing pole, right? I've got them by the hook. That's why they're scrambling to try to get the solve shut down. And then nobody can prove anything. Okay, so see the picture I just put up? I've got them by the hook. You see the picture in the middle? I realized this as I was looking back. Forrest Fenn put a palisade. He's fishing in a palisade again, just like he was fishing in Pleiades in the third book. It's so brilliant. He actually put a palisade fishing in it, in that picture. Okay? It's brilliant. The way Forrest Fenn did so many of these pictures and so many of these stories to pull together. And even though it lines up one way in one story, it pulls into another story where you use it there. It's so creative. And a lot of people do not see it because they do not have a nonlinear mind. I do. I collected it all in my head. I saw it. I saw how it pulled together and fit. And I knew that it was the right solve. And I'm proving that. But these documents that I'm going to put up now, I have no legal rights to not put anything up. It's just another video I'm doing. And I'm going to give the information to the people that really want to know the solve. To the people that really want to go, holy shit, that's fucking incredible. Forrest Fenn was a genius. And I can't wait to tell you about the Underwood one. That is great. His typewriter, the Underwood, that is so fucking genius about a dedication to a human person that is like a superhero. It's so creative. So a friend gave me a computer, but it didn't make the clicking noises when I typed the way my old Underwood typewriter did. That's one of the things I miss, in a stubborn sort of way. Maybe the typewriter's steady pecking cadence gave me a sense of accomplishment that's now missing in my life. Diagnosed with retinal cancer at the age of 2, Ben Underwood had his eyes removed at the age of 3. He was able to detect the location of objects by making frequent clicking noises with his tongue. Superheroes of the Real World, a tribute to Ben Underwood. They called him a superhero and named him Captain Sonar. And you know, I want to give it all out. Just say it. But I want to show you, and I'll explain a few things as the pictures are up. But it's incredible. I will put up a lot of the superheroes information. I won't put it all. I don't want to bore everybody. I need a lot of it for the judge and to show what the actual solve is. But I will probably put a lot of the Palisade things up, like I just showed you, because they're genius. He has a Palisade in each book. He did. He put it inside. He incorporated it in for us to figure it out of where he hid the treasure. And there's so much more. I've still been gathering it and putting it together now. And it's Jack's gonna do his deposition tomorrow. I don't give a shit if he says yes, if he says no. He says, I can't say the solve. It's just too intense for anybody to be able to understand it. Okay, so whatever you do tomorrow, Jack, I really don't give a shit. You're just a piece of shit that's gonna go down with them when the judge sees the actual true solve, because that's what everyone wants. And Shiloh, good job keeping me shut down and quiet, but something's going to break, and I'm going to put this information out on a different platform. Or, like I said, the news is going to be at my door when they realize what's really gone on here. And folks, just so you really understand what's gone on here, and I'm angry about it. The more I think about it, I would have loved to talk to Forrest about some of these creative things that he built and he created. But I never got the chance because I was shut down. Shiloh, when I contacted Forrest and said, hey, something's wrong, you shouldn't be coming forward with the treasure chest. When I sent Forrest the picture of the final resting place in the Kent and Esther cross, and he told you, Shiloh, you really did. I know, 100%. You fucked him over. I will not say that in court. I have nothing to do with any of that shit. But here I can say what I want. But when I get to court, nope. I'm as nice as pie. I don't give a shit what happened. My interest is giving the solve. That's what's going to take you down. That's what I told you is going to take you down. So, what it means is, when I sent Forrest the picture in 2019, in July, about the final resting place, and then you run your little dumbass out there in September of 2019 and retrieve the treasure chest, and you're like, yay, hey family, let's divvy this fucking thing up. Okay? Forrest wanted to say, hey, the treasure chest has been found. But no, you wanted to stop him. The family stopped Forrest from coming out with that he wanted to end the treasure hunt in December of 2019 because he knew that the final resting place was found. Shiloh, you know, my Forrest Anderson video has a lot of stuff in it and a lot of information for the people that don't know what the timeline was. A lot of it I was still kind of guessing way back then, but I know absolutely now. So Shiloh had Forrest wait. He was dumb enough. Folks, the original picture that was sent to Forrest Shiloh was stupid enough to use the picture from September of 2019 when he went and dug it up where the Kent and Esther cross was. Okay? That's the stupidity of the fucking Shiloh old. But anyways, besides that, that's what the controversy is. Why? It's like, well, oh no, maybe it was found in September of 2019. Maybe Jack. And you got K-Pro and Cal Lazarus that are fucking chasing their tails, listening to this dumbass who's trying to feed them all lies. And all they're trying to do is shut it down. So, now, Shiloh sends Forrest the picture of 2019 and says, hey, it's been found. Thinking that it would just go, okay, folks, the treasure chest has been found. But Forrest knowing who really solved it, said, because you can't tell me, hey, it's me, Jack. He already knew who solved it. So when he got the picture with no information, Shiloh thinking that Forrest would just say, hey, it's been found. End of discussion. Doesn't want to be known. Well, you know what? Forrest was a nice guy. And he said, hey, it's been found by a guy from back east. Massachusetts, actually, right? Didn't say that, but he was just giving credit to the guy who actually solved it. So Forrest Fenn said that. Shiloh freaks out, pulls Jack in. Fuck, Jack, I had you to have me dig it up with me. Now you got to come forward. Jack's fucked now. So, Jack, you're just a piece of shit. Face. That's all you are. And you're going to face jail time for fraud. And it's going to be fucking funny. It is. And you know what? K-Pro and Calazars, the family's going to do the right thing and tell everybody where it was, or tell everybody what the solve was after the statute of limitations. Bullshit. They're not going to tell you a fucking thing. Anything. You've got the worst solved. Hey, McCracken, why don't you say you found it in Disneyland and you were on a ride with Forrest Fenn? It would be more believable than what they're giving you out of 9 Mile deep fucking hole. Okay, so anyways, I want to get off this whole subject, but now Shiloh has to cover his ass. And it's gone on, and he contacted, whether he did way back then, or he's bringing in friends that are going to get fucked over. Whoever goes in with Shiloh and tries to cover his ass right now, if that ranger is covering his ass, like Shiloh's ass, by falsifying something, they're screwed. Okay? Anybody that has gone in with Shiloh, and now Zoe's got to come up and say, hey, you know what? We need to, blah, 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 whatever. You guys are all so fucking screwed for all the lies and the fraud that you have done. And it is going to come out. So, I will prove it by the actual real solve. And it's fucking beautiful. It is so fucking amazing that somebody is going to break this to someone that they know that is in the news and say, hey, you really want to talk to this guy because he's got the information. He's got the real solve. He's got the information that is going to bring down Zoe, Shiloh, Jack, Barbarisi, and I'm hoping not Dale. Dale, none of those guys step forward, but I've heard Dale say, Cynthia will be mad if she knows what I really thought. And Toby, I see you've come out of the woodwork. Did you get paid off from Chase Inc.? I really don't give a shit. But you know what's going to happen? People are going to look into it. And if Toby got paid off by Chase Inc. and now he's trying to protect them, then shame on him. Everybody's channel that was way back is gone. There's no more information that you can go look on. Oh, you can buy it on Dale's site. Thanks, Dale. I don't need to. I have my memory of what happened in specific timelines. And I have emails that were sent to Forrest Fenn that I have all printed out of what I did and what Forrest Fenn said. Our communication, you know what our communication was back in 2018? He said, my thoughts of somebody finding the treasure chest are wavering. That was our communication. It's just something said back and forth to inform somebody. After I sent him the email that I was all done searching, and then all of a sudden, Sasha comes out with, when I found the actual cross, Sasha comes out with, somebody is really, 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 really close to the treasure chest. That should have been an indication to me to fucking go back down there and get it. Whether I got arrested and lost my fucking 20-year career or not. But I wasn't. I thought it was safe between Forrest Fenn and I. So when he told Sasha that, he told Shiloh where the treasure chest final resting place was. And Shiloh went and dug it up. It's that fucking simple, folks. It is, bottom line, that simple. So, now that you understand the timeline and the basis of what happened here and what they're trying to hide, Shiloh, when I sent them email to Forrest Fenn saying, you need to wait, and he said, I'm not sure who you were, Dave. Were you, did you come to dinner with us last week? He didn't actually say 2 people or anything like that. He said, did you come to dinner? Who were the people with us? Or something like that on my email. When I responded, there was nothing. Forrest Fenn let you know, Shiloh. Forrest Fenn let you know, hey, the guy from the East finally got in contact with me. And then you had to tell him the fucking bullshit, fraud shit that you did. And then he got so fucking upset. He left something for me, or he did something in his will. He was doing something to give to me to say, you know what, Dave, I know you got fucked over. So, and then you guys took over his email. It all got deleted, blah, blah, blah. You sent me an email on Forrest Fenn's deathbed. David had nothing to do with you. That right there should have been, Dave, you know what? Let's discuss this. And you know, the opportunity, you tried to fucking hide this to monopolize on it. When what you should have done was say, you know what, folks? Forrest Fenn told us where it was. We decided to go get the treasure chest. But no, you had to hide it and bring Jack forward and capitalize on fraud. That was your fucking mistake. You should have not started the fraud. You should have just said, come forward, Dave. You know what? We'll make it up to you somehow. Okay? But we went and dug up the treasure chest. Something fucking honest. That would have been the thing that would have said, you have a good heart. But no, Shiloh. Evil. And now, look at the darkness, the evil that I've said right along in my videos. You guys are so screwed when this solve comes out. And the people that know, the people that really look into the solve, they are going to be amazed at the amount of things that I found by myself. This amount of work for 15 years needs a team to look into it and pull it all together. Because me by myself, I'm doing it, but I'm drained. I have been exhausted 8, 10, 12 hours a day pulling this information in and pulling pictures from all different parts of my phone because my books have been destroyed by a stupid highlighter marker that stuck all the pages together. Isn't that great? Yeah, I'm going to have to buy some more books from you guys. But anyways, let's get on to the documentation, okay? I get that out of my system. I feel so much better that you guys are going to get screwed. And I'm not going to back down anymore because you took my opportunity away, that short little window, while Forrest Fenn was still alive, to talk to him. Look, up in the sky. Oh, it's a bird. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It is so beautiful and fitting that only my lack of eloquence and articulacy could have prevented the words from also being mine. If Yvette's were here, surely he would allow me the fantasy pleasure of addressing them to my wife as well.